My name is Dave, you can call me Zen, and welcome to the stream. Today, we are going to be playing some Ratchet Deadlocked. I mean, it goes without saying that this game has been probably an anticipated one. Perhaps, maybe anticipated might not be the correct word, but definitely predictable. Mostly because of the fact that historically, after every unique game, I go back and do a Ratchet and Clank title. So once I believe we're done with this, we're going to be onward to the future trilogy, which is exciting. But anywho, hello. Hope you guys are all doing well. First thing that I want to show off, because I did a lot of behind the scenes improvements over the over today, and and came up with a little bit of a game plan over the weekend. And I fixed the just chatting a little bit, and now we have access to like an actual multi-stream chat window. So I don't know if that's gonna work here correctly or not, but I don't mind giving it a little go. So if we say hello world, and mind you, I sent this on the YouTube side. You guys can see it shows YouTube. And then over here, oh, hey, what's up, Defender? See? I'll say yours is there too. And you know what? I don't need any introduction for the Twitch side. So now the one thing that I've needed to do all this time, I finally have accomplished, is having a chat that applies to both the regular side and the regular side, the Twitch side and the YouTube side. So I'm actually very happy about that. It is also going to be here on the game screen. And I still don't have a great place for chat, so we'll kind of play that one by ear. I think honestly, I'll probably just raise it up a tad, just because my avatar kind of blocks the words and everything. Oh yeah, and I added in music, and I need to fix this eventually, but that's okay. Anywho, let me talk about what else is going on with Ratchet Deadlocked specifically this go around. So I want you guys to know that this is going to be the PlayStation 2 version of Ratchet Deadlocked, just so you guys are all aware. Oh, did it not update? Thank you for catching that, Defender. I appreciate that. But I must update the title and not the game. But this is, I would have went about my day too. Okay, so that'll update itself now that that's fixed. And but yeah, this is going to be the PlayStation 2 version of Ratchet Deadlocked. I'm going to be playing this through an emulator because I still own the game and can do that dump through legal means. I upped the resolution a tad, and I'll also be as I forgot to turn the game audio on, I'll also be using some patches and everything to just kind of make the visual experience as good as I can. The PlayStation 3 version, I hear, is worse than even the PS3 version of the original trilogy. So I was like, you know what? Let's do our best to fix that, you know? So why don't we go on ahead and get started? So I also, like I said, you can see the texture pack right here. Eventually we'll find a good place for chat. I just wanted to get it on the screen and we could actually see. So you guys can already see I started a new game. It was mainly just a test to see if things are running correctly. And you guys know me. I tend to be a normal dude. I believe you can also turn up the difficulty at any point so we can kind of play it by ear with what we need, what we can and or need to do. It's actually been like quite a long time since I've actually had some experience with Ratchet Deadlocked, so this is going to be exciting.
Gotcha.
A dramatic conclusion to one of the most exciting episodes of Dread Zone I have ever seen. Captain Starshield, the #1 ranked gladiator, has been terminated by Ace Hardlight. Ace has now eliminated a record 13 contestants in the regular season.
11 hours ago aboard the Starship Phoenix. Oh, where did my vocal cords go?
Incoming call from the mayor of Metropolis. The new mayor of Metropolis.
Oh, you mean, right. Just a sec. Greetings, Mayor. No. Well, long time no see. So Metropolis still in one piece, huh?
Greetings, Captain. I see you're taking good care of my old ship.
Well, she need a lot of tuning up, but I've kept her running.
Of course. Anyway, I'm afraid I bring bad news. As you know, Captain Starshield disappeared over a month ago. I've just been informed that he's been killed.
Oh my God.
Oh no!
Oh, what happened?
Apparently, he was involved with some kind of illegal combat sport, something called Dread Zone. We believe it was being run by this man, Gleeman Vox. He operates an underground media empire from within the Shadow Sector.
The Shadow Sector?
It's a lawless region of space on the fringe of the galaxy. Many other heroes have disappeared recently, and we fear that they might have met with the same fate. Ratchet, I just wanted to warn you before...
You know, we love comedic timing here. I'm just saying.
You the Lombax known as Ratchet.
I don't suppose you guys are here to fix the starboard engine, huh?
This is why, Ratchet, you should always have like a gun ready. I'm just saying. Normally, we are pretty good with having like the tutorial gun, the generic little pew 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 pew. But that's okay.
Yeah.
We've captured Subject 209, Mr. Vox.
Excellent. Bring him in.
Yes, sir. We caught 2 strays in the process. Should we terminate them?
Give him collars and see if you can get some work out of them first.
So yep, you know, we're stuck doing these games too.
Hello? Hello in there? Can you hear me? You've been unconscious for hours. You're probably a little disoriented. How many fingers am I holding up? Whoops. Looks like we've got a feedback loop in the visual matrix processor. Hold still a second. How's that? Okay, now to activate your speech function.
Me out of this thing, you blarg-headed frack monkey! I can barely breathe and my tail feels like it's shoved right up my...
There seems to be a problem with the speech circuitry. I'll take a look at it later. Now hold still. Let's just see if I wired that teleportation circuitry right.
Crazy behavior with poor Ratchet's tail.
New contestants.
Contestants?
We will explain later. If you do not complete the qualification course in the allotted time, we will all be terminated.
All right. So the cutscenes are probably not going to look as good, but
First, look
the game
over
itself,
hollow target on your
I think it looks fine. You guys let me know. Okay.
We must calibrate your battle suits.
But I had an IRL obligation come up really fast. I'm going to step away like for 2 seconds. But and of course, you know, right in tutorial land. So I'm going to run an ad real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I am, you know, we have life come in at some of those strangest of times. But alas, it's all good. Everything's all taken care of, and no more interruptions from here outside of to go potty. Because all of us have tiny bladders and maybe drink an obscene amount of water.
Targeting matrix. Turn to face the hollow target on the right.
So right now we're just dealing with a whole bunch of like generic tutorial based stuff.
Hollow target above you.
And I will say it's gonna be like a little bit clunky for me.
Try getting to the top of that ledge.
And we'll kind of just have to figure it out as we go.
I am transmitting a digital mini-map
But
representation
I have a lot of experience with this game in the sense that I've beaten. This is probably the Ratchet & Clank game I've beaten the most. And it kind of plays just how I remembered, and I love that the visuals look so cleaned up. Whenever I make the final video, I'm gonna have to remember to credit the person who made the texture pack, the person who made the widescreen patch, and then, you know, credit myself because, you know,
Beyond the reach of hope, there will be no rescues, no pardons, no possibility of escape. You are now a contestant on the greatest holovision program that Galaxy has ever known. A celebrity gladiator battling for the pleasure of 1 billion screaming fans across the Shadow Sector and beyond. Chances are you'll be dead by tomorrow. But those of you who play the game with skill and strategy will earn a chance to win your freedom. So, good luck, hero. We'll be watching you.
but I feel like the cutscenes look so good. Like the ones in Engine. Okay, so I can talk about this game a little bit and kind of what the expectation is. So you guys have already
At the top of your screen is the experience bar. As you destroy enemies, you gain experience. When the bar is full, you will
Alright, Clank, I'm gonna need you to let me do my thing. I wanted to turn subtitles on so that way you guys have that option. I think I'm gonna play on lock strafe. I didn't take a second to look at the controls is all. But the biggest thing that I want you guys to kind of take away from this game is that narratively, this game is pretty inconsequential to the grand like narrative of Ratchet and Clank. So if you guys wanted a big like narrative experience, you probably would not find that here. Instead, what you're gonna find here is that if you guys were a big fan of the challenges like Annihilation Nation, this would be the game for you. A lot of this is just laid out by going to planets and doing different challenges.
Should you stray into any restricted area, the collar will administer an extremely painful shock. Observe.
I hate this job.
Poor robot.
Should a contestant become uncooperative or worse, boring, his or her collar can be detonated at any time with the push of a button.
Poor thing.
Well, there you have it. Nothing to lose your head over. Right?
Congratulations, Ratchet. You made it through the qualification course. Check your map. There should be a teleporter nearby. Use the teleporter to meet me back at our Dread Zone containment area.
Sounds good to me, Mr. Clank, sir. So, I'm not certain what the frame rate's gonna look like for some of the sections in this game, but I tried to do as much as I can to smooth it out.
This is crazy. I've always wondered what it'd be like to be a professional gladiator. I mean, these guys have the life, the fame, the money, the babes.
Try not to forget that we are being held prisoner by a criminal organization. This is no time for fantasizing.
And if you guys are wondering, the text is more of a victim of the
Quarters. Your luxury containment suite is equipped with everything you will need as a contestant on Dread
my
Zone.
brain's not working because
Make yourself comfortable.
everyone's
You'll
talking.
most likely be spending the rest of your life here.
But the biggest thing that you guys can probably take away from this is that
location on your map. I think he has something to show
I
you.
swear. Man, I already forgot what I was gonna say. But yeah, so this game is ultimately very side game territory. But this game is a lot of fun, and it still has a lot of this game, like a lot of Ratchet & Clank at its core. I swear to all that is holy, just let me get my extra bolts. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. If you guys think that the text looks a little bit weird, that's more of an evidence of the texture pack, more so than the oh my god.
Hey, Ratchet.
Texture pack more so than the game
I have
itself.
something to show you. Meet your new battle bots.
Call me Merc. This here's Green.
Hi, sir.
I got them off a former contestant who won't be needing them anymore.
Don't worry, boss. You won't end up like that last guy.
I hope not. I still have nightmares about it.
I love that these bots have a little personality.
Once you win a few
Merc and
battles,
Green.
we can afford to upgrade them. Just come and see me whenever you want to juice them up.
Yep, so as a part of some of the stuff that we can kind of work on, if we go over to this vendor, we have a variety of options enabled for both Merc and Green here. So this is going to be the area where we're going to be doing the upgrades for them. We'll also eventually get upgrades for Ratchet as well. We just need to...
You ever been in country? You know, seen combat?
I know what I'm going to do.
Me? Yeah, before I came here, I saw a little.
This change is more of just for my own little like sanity.
Digs?
That I could actually finish my
What's
thoughts.
all the hardware for?
Ah, they call this the mission control room. Each contestant is assigned a mission engineer to monitor their progress.
Right. So what's his face figured he'd save a few bolts and make you do it.
Ahem.
All right, fresh meat. Enough chit-chat. You're next up in the Battle Dome after Mobius Man. And from the way he's fighting, it won't be much longer. Now move it!
Ratchet, I will assist you any way I can.
Thanks, Clank. These guys obviously don't know who they're messing with.
Yeah, so if you guys were unaware, this entire game we're not playing like with Clank. We just have Merc and Green with us. Hence why Clank was dropped from the name, and this game's titled Ratchet Deadlocked.
Greetings, hero or heroine. We thank you for choosing Vox Airways for your traveling needs. We do hope you have a pleasant flight. Sit back, relax, and enjoy our in-flight.
Seeing that the commas in specific are so mixed up, it's like kind of funny.
Something you should know.
Oh, the Tyrannoids.
I'm not a real Tyrannoid.
Will you lose your lunch if you have to watch one more reality dating show? Is your blogs gone wild video scratched from overuse?
Not the Blarg's Gone Wild. I don't remember seeing a lot of these cutscenes when I was a kid. I think I just kept playing the game.
It's time to blow it up! That's right, it's time for Dread Zone, the galaxy's #1 uncensored, unethical, and completely underground combat sport. Blasting straight at you.
They say it's underground, but like if they're publicly broadcasting it, you think that like Galactic Security would try to like do something about this, right?
Take on Ace Hardlight and the Exterminators. They saved the galaxy 3 times over, but how long can they survive in the zone? Catch it live, right here, on Vox.
Oh wait, and Vox is supposed to be a play on word for Fox. I'm catching up.
Eviscerator's 4th victim already this season. Next up, we have, let me see here, Ratchet Yeah, I never heard of him. Well, he's probably just intermission material, folks. But don't worry, we have Gray Thunder and Hydro Girl coming up later. So stay tuned to Dread.
You know, they're all BMing Ratchet, but little did they know he has player plot armor.
He's a little guy, isn't he? Well, don't bother getting up for drinks, folks. This guy won't last 2 rounds.
We'll see.
I'm glad that he got used to his armor because I agree with him. That looks like that'd be mad uncomfortable.
Let's introduce our first contestant. He's a Lombax. He spent time in prison. He hates candy and children. Let's hear it for Ratchet and Team Darkstar.
Not okay. So that's a little toxic. But yeah, the one thing that I will point out is that I don't know the retro achievements for this game, but I think I turned them on. So we're gonna have to kind of find that one out together as we go along. At worst, I can find out behind the scenes. Defender, you're so real for that. That's not true. Ratchet doesn't hate candy. But no, I do adore the little side commentary. I just don't like it when it's overtaking my own commentary, you know? But yeah, a lot of this game's going to be very, very combat heavy with it basically just being Annihilation Nation the game. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I just want to note that as more of an observation more than anything. And due to this game being much shorter in nature and kind of has a higher focus on replayability, I'll probably be going after and doing every mission in this game. I anticipate that we can probably start and finish the game within this week. So I wouldn't even I really don't imagine that there would be much an issue with beating this game by Wednesday. So with that said though, there is one thing that I do want to bring up kind of in
Dread Zone challenges sometimes use bolt cranks to activate devices or lower force fields. But be careful.
Not Merc and Green, why are you spinning too?
Waves of enemies.
But I do want to explain that there were some other big changes that were kind of coming up. The biggest thing is that my streaming schedule is changed, and I'm gonna formally post that on the Discord here probably after stream. But moving forward, it is likely going to be Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday moving forward. Please don't start shooting at me. Oh my god, stunned it again. Okay, I was gonna say stunned it again, please.
Now that you have survived the qualification course, you will be allowed to join us back at our containment area.
So yep. We're gonna be doing Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday all starting at 6 rather than like, what was it, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday?
Exterminator from his busy social schedule. I just have one question for you. Okay, shoot. Would you like to buy an Ace Hardlight video game? How about an Ace Hardlight lunchbox?
I wonder who voices this guy.
Trading cards? Ace Hardlight is the perfectly manufactured celebrity, straight from the presses of the Gleeman Vox Media empire. So tell me, why is it that I can't give this stuff away? Well, don't answer that. Let me take a wild guess. It's because my fans can't stand Ace Hardlight! He's a pompous with the charisma of bloggy and nut cheese! So, what are you saying, exactly? Zip it, Wonder Boy! The little Billies and Susies of the world are spending 1 trillion bolts a day on worthless swag, and I'm completely cut out of the market! Either you start selling this junk, or I'll find someone who will! Now get out of my sight!
Wait, how's that his fault? It's his job to make him more marketable. He just reminds me if Mr. Krabs was like turned up to 11.
This is the interplanetary transport. It will take you to Dread Zone.
So the big thing that we can kind of do now is that we can actually fly to the Battle Dome whenever. And there should be some challenges here kind of just waiting for us, for lack of a better term. You are so silly, Defender. So yeah, we want to try to kind of max out our rank. We're currently a Marauder at the moment, and as we continue to beat more challenges and everything, we're going to become a higher and higher rank. And so I'm excited for that. This Ratchet & Clank game I think has probably some of my favorite sets of weapons, but probably not my favorite upgrade system, if that makes sense. Anywho, the other reason why the Ratchet Deadlocked was something that I wanted to do next was more so because the next major project I want to do is gonna take me a bit of time to set up correctly. A small handful knows what I'm playing next, but I'm hoping that that project turns out well, but it is gonna take a little bit of time to set up. But ultimately, it's all, I shouldn't say placeholder, but the goal is to kind of survive until the Switch 2 launch in June. So with this being a game that's probably going to start and end in April soon, then we have another game that's going to be taking the vast majority of May. We will probably see. Oh, I need to not get hit. Okay, that was not good. Okay, Juanita, you are a robot girl. What do you have to complain about? But yeah, I imagine that we'll probably end up starting and finishing this game probably by the end of the week. If I did a full beeline through the story, we probably could actually start and finish it today. I still remember back then, the first Christmas that I played this game, as I'm trying to make sure that I continually take out these mobs. The first Christmas that I got this game, I played it and finished it in one sitting. So if that isn't any specific indicator as to how long this game can last, I truly don't know what is. And I need to be careful because I need to I need to give this another go apparently, because I was being bad at video games, and well, yeah, I just remember overall just having a lot of enjoyment with this game. I think that the weapons are really fun. I think the modding system, while not my favorite, is still a very fun modding system. I think as far as mods go, I like the latter games system a lot more. It felt a little bit more involved, and maybe even a little bit of an evolution of this game systems. Because I still remember back in with Going Commando when they first introduced the upgrade system, and it's kind of crazy to see how much they the weapons have like evolved from game to game, and the different things that they decide to do with them. But I also really appreciate that this game kind of fits as almost like a goodbye to the PlayStation 2 era of Insomniac's Ratchet & Clank titles. I don't know if anyone has a similar read like me with this. But that's kind of roughly how I feel.
Welcome to the Quasar
So yeah,
0115
all
Gladiator
in all,
ranking
we're gonna eventually get to the point where we catch up and take over some of these different people who are still up and kicking, and that's me putting it politely. So yeah, we can pick up the B6 Obliterator, but you may notice that we could also buy an Omega mod probably after we do the first mission in the new planet. So you guys can kind of see that we still have a lot of tournaments to go through. There's skill points that are dedicated to each planet. All in all, it's just what if we made a game that focused purely on gameplay? And I think that they truly succeeded in that.
It's a beautiful spring day on Catacrom 4, Juanita, as we kick off a brand new season of Dread Zone.
That's right, Dallas, and we're lucky enough to have a bird's eye view of the action.
Even from up here, this season's Dread Zone battle courses look bigger and deadlier than ever.
It's a wonder contestants keep volunteering, isn't it?
That's a good one. Oh yeah, the Vox construction team
So yeah,
really outdid
he was like,
themselves in turning
volunteer,
this once sacred
you know,
robotic
since
burial
all of our
ground
contestants
into a
have been high-key just like
Dread Zone battle
kidnapped.
course.
And look, here comes today's first contestant. Oh my, they're really scraping the bottom of the barrel to find these guys, aren't they? I hope you folks at home aren't too squeamish, because the next one looks like a bleeder.
They've really talked so much heat about Ratchet specifically, and it's so toxic. Like, for what reason? So yeah, I did want to briefly show off why they were bringing up the Omega mods. So as we upgrade our weapons, we're going to get access to Alpha and Omega mods, which can completely customize our weapons like a notable amount. We aren't probably not going to take advantage of those just quite yet, but it's there and it's going to be ready for us. So we are going to use the B6 Obliterator to nuke the crap out of this turret, hopefully. Please. This thing has so much health. I was getting a little worried there for a second. I was like, why isn't this thing taken out yet? And we got level 2 dual Vipers. We'll never say no to a little bit of extra damage. But yeah, so we can actually use both Merc and Green's abilities kind of to our advantage here. I wonder if Retro... See, I can't tell because it's my first time using it. I hope I set up Retro achievements correctly. I don't mind taking a brief moment to learn and see if we did this right. Oh no, I have an emulator going. See? Alright, so that's why I wanted to go on ahead and check, because I might have to enable it on a per game basis. Which was my suspicion, so we might be missing a little bit of achievement fanfare here and there. It'll show up in the lower right, which I'm in the lower right. Well, we'll see.
Ratchet, you will have
because
to
we'll probably
capture
get some
all three
basic
nodes to
achievements
extend
like
the bridge.
complete the quest, or not or like max out each of the
Here's a
guns.
chilling thought. Team Darkstar is walking on top of a giant robot burial ground.
And so this first planet actually was weirded me out a ton as a kid, now thinking about it. It's obviously, like the announcer was saying, this was a kind of a burial ground for the monsters, and A, that's not fun, and B, pretty much what that just means is that we were going to be dealing with a whole bunch of robot zombies, which doesn't necessarily make sense, but I'm not here to ask questions.
Challenge objectives appear blue.
Okay, so in the meantime, we're going to be trying to push forward, and we're going to EMP the turret, and either Merc or Green downed, but that's okay.
To bring him back to life.
All right, we took out the turret. We need to use magma cannon.
Ratchet, I've upgraded your bots to turn bolt cranks. Get close to a crank and press the right directional button.
So the thing that's actually really nice about the bots compared to other Ratchet and Clank titles, just so you guys are aware, is that the bots can also do some of the stuff that Ratchet was traditionally capable of in the past. So to put that in much easier terms, Ratchet does not have to be the one turning the crank, since probably actually slightly more optimal that way if he is the one that's not turning the crank. Only because there are so many of these different little monsters that can come up, and that could be a point of contention. And Ratchet's better at defending the robots, since obviously we're the player character and we're going to be a lot stronger. I'm just getting some ammo. But yeah, just as player characters, we tend to be a lot stronger than our AI counterpart. So set the AI to do the automatic job while the player character defends them.
Ratchet, you can expand your map at any time to get a better view of the area.
But yeah, I just remember that for some reason these zombies, like, it didn't jive well with me, like, at all. All right, so we need to cross the bridge, and we overall just need to get over to the spot that they want us to. The nice thing about these challenges is that we can actually get a very, like, a pretty comparable amount of bolts just from doing everything in these missions. And it's always good to look around a little bit just to make sure that you aren't missing anything fully. Okay, the obliterator's gone. And unfortunately, we're still kind of in like early game Ratchet and Clank, so you guys are seeing me like menu through and trying to like get my entire money situation, or not money situation, ammo situation all figured out.
Your swing shot will deploy automatically and carry you across the gap.
So they have taken some lessons from previous titles and decided to make the game a little bit more context sensitive. So if I'm jumping towards a thingamaboob, a slingshot target, then I can probably like
This all-terrain mech of destruction
I'll probably be able to fire my slingshot and land.
and enough plasma mortars to take out a small star system. Team Darkstar's not out for a Sunday drive today, folks. They'll be blazing a trail right into the center of the Catacrom Burial Dome.
Alright, so now this game actually has my more favorite vehicles to use. So this is the Landstalker. If you guys have played Halo, it kind of reminds me of a Scarab. But pretty much the idea is that this is a super mega ultimate vehicle that can fire missiles and fire well, it can fire missiles and then some. So I find, personally, I find these to be a lot of fun. Just because they just, this vehicle has just a heavy amount of firepower. And the nice thing is that if we take advantage of the auto lock on, we end up in situations where we can do a heavy amount of burst damage. And I'm pretty sure that the team was aware of how powerful that they made these. So we are not going to probably take advantage of this robot's super attack, just because we're in the Landstalker at the moment. And due to that, we're a lot, we don't have to worry about like power scaling, basically, because when we're in those vehicles, like, expect an easy time. We don't need to burn certain things.
We are loving this carnage, folks, but it's time for the final showdown in the Catacrom Burial Dome. There's
all right,
no telling what lurks
so pretty much now this is just a zombie survival round.
Ratchet, you must defeat all your opponents in order to complete this challenge. In other words, stay alive.
They're coming up from the ground.
It's kind of interesting that Ratchet, honestly, and I've never really spoke about this in any of the Ratchet and Clank titles that I've streamed thus far, but I do find it very interesting that during gameplay, Ratchet tends to be a very silent presence in these games, even though like he has a voice and he is his own character, even like cutscenes and everything. So I found it very interesting that they opted to have the choice of just not giving him like more voice dialogue in the midst of the game, in the midst of the gameplay. I wonder if they just were worrying about like Ratchet talking. Sorry, I had a yawn that I could not hold back.
Zombies dead ahead! Oh, no pun intended, sir.
But let's go ahead and show off the Ravager, just so that way you guys are kind of familiar with what the Ravager can do.
Work, Ratchet. I must admit, I was worried.
Got the hacker ray. Doing pretty good for myself. So yeah, we still have a couple more missions here. We have Hoverbike Madness, Destruction Derby, and Monument of Death. So this is the Hoverbike. If you guys have played a Jak and Daxter game before, these should look very similar. Pretty much these are just like a bit of a race course type deal, and it is basically our job to try to get all the rings in one go. Each ring adds in a second at a time. Pretty simple stuff. I find it easier to ignore the enemies because even if we take damage,
I'm gonna go with Snickerdoodle.
Ooh. Yeah, because even, oh, I'm already almost done with this mission. Nice. That was honestly more mindless than I was giving it credit for.
Your status on Dread Zone now allows you to access planets surrounding.
But yeah, we want to make sure that we do do as much as we can during while we are on these planets. Very generally, just so you guys are aware, once we finish up all the challenges on a planet, we on average are done with the planet basically. So it makes more sense to me to just kind of wrap up and finish these planets out now while we still have the opportunity. But yeah, as you guys can see, it's kind of disgusting the capabilities that our vehicle has currently. So one thing that'll definitely help, by the way, if you guys can see, is that the minimap gives us a very good idea of where some of the enemies are. So we could wipe them out, easy peasy. All right, so we have 44,000. So you guys already kind of have a general idea, since it's a Ratchet and Clank game. The scaling tends to be relatively generous.
Can only be equipped onto a single weapon at a time. You will need to add and remove the mods in order to put them onto different weapons.
So we are just gonna go ahead and add in the acid bombs, the napalm bomb on the bio-obliterator, and I don't think... Oh, we can add an acid to the shield, so why not?
Multiple alpha mods of the same type.
To destroy 3.
So we actually have nothing left to buy in the store, and that's honestly fine. So while those two are dealing with putting down the bomb, like, I'm gonna be focusing on protecting them. With the acid mod, it should be pretty self-explanatory what to expect out of it. It's acid, poison, so we basically have to go around and take out these 3 towers, which isn't too bad on the whole difficulty scale. I don't think that this gun is the best gun to apply acid, just mainly because I'm not familiar with the intricacies of it and whether or not it if it stacks, or if I'm just continually reapplying the damage over time effect. That probably could have been easily solved if I decided to read ever, but oh, you know. So now you guys can obviously tell that that's there. Napalm, well, you guys can see. If it's an explosive, it leaves behind a puddle of lava. But yeah, I still remember when I was younger, these guys just freaked me out. And ow, goodness.
His own shoes, his own fat-burning barbecue.
Oh, no. Okay, let's get the magma cannon going. It also, the amount of poison damage should also be based off of how much, ooh, a little frame rate spicy. It's mainly because there's a lot of enemies here. But look at us go. You guys already saw this mission was not bad at all. Took about 2 minutes.
Challenges can be completed in any order once they are unlocked.
So we can go ahead and head on to the next planet, Sarathos. Like, this is the example of just like the perfect level of mindlessness that I would want.
I attack you with a spider tank, power level 5. I defend with with level 6 law ninjas. Sucker! You fell right into my trap. You're exterminated.
Oh dear.
Go reactor, slap me some skin.
I'm not gonna talk about that.
Trading cards are here. There's Reactor, Shell Shock, the Eviscerator, and your favorite exterminator, Ace Hardlight. Collect them all and exterminate your friends.
It's funny how hard they're trying to push Ace Hardlight, and it's just not. It's not giving what it needs to give.
Welcome back, Dread
All right, Sarathos is just another planet.
On today's episode, Team
And the gimmick of this planet, I find a little bit more Sarathos, sorry.
a monstrous alien creature known as the King Leviathan. And take it from me, people, monstrous is putting it nicely.
This is not my favorite planet. Definitely not.
Ratchet.
So yep, now we got two more. So the shock mod is what I like using the most on the Dual Vipers.
Be careful. The outside is heavily guarded.
But yeah, the mobs aren't super fun to deal with. They're kind of tanky and don't die very quickly. Now granted, oh, that's gotta suck. The magma cannon might actually be the current little go-to right now.
Oh, this is more fun than a busload of
But like, yeah, because the magma cannon's actually been doing work. So yeah, those two can focus on hacking while I go on the defense. Because who doesn't like a little defense team action? Actually, let's show off our Hollow Shield launcher while we're at it. So that's going to defend us while we are while we're doing damage.
Now let's find out what's waiting for them on the other side.
Okay. I don't want to know what's waiting for me on this side. I don't have the health to be figuring that out.
Sell the steak, folks. You sell the sizzle, and Ratchet is hot.
We're already getting up there in popularity. They're all sitting there thinking to themselves, man, this Lombax dude, he ain't worth nothing.
Enemies ahead, sir. These guys came out of nowhere.
Oh, goody.
Meanwhile, I'm just taking them out to dinner and showing them who's boss. Because sometimes I like being a little bossy bee.
That putrid, festering slime hole. Oh, wow, I can smell it from up here. Yee, yee. Ratchet's not gonna make it out of here on foot.
See, Kel, you get it. You get it.
Side of the swamp.
And also, welcome on in. Hope you are doing well. Okay, oh god. I was supposed to say, please. Those scorpions are definitely, like I said, they are not my favorite mob to fight.
My mother used to serve Lombax brains for breakfast with eggs and salsa. Muy bueno.
Yikes! Remind me never to eat at your house.
Also, I'm pretty sure the up and down are inverted, by the way. On,
You know, sometimes I think I should have taken that job on Annihilation Nation. They've got a great dental plan.
it's weird how, like, listening to some of the voice clips now, I'm just sitting here like, oh, that's what they mean. Just kind of looking back now, and I'm just like, man. being a kid while playing some of these titles was quite interesting. Because I'd be sitting here with the, you know, shooting the gun going pew 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 pew. And then like some of these lines are just like, oh, what do you mean this? Or, you know, what do you mean A, B, and C? I don't want to talk about what y'all just saw.
A double swing shot. I cannot bear to look.
Oh my god. Okay. You were right in not being able to bear to look. I almost got taken out.
Whoa! This announcer is impressed.
Okay. You know, sometimes I worry about doing like the hacking portions at the same time as like defending. Just because I'm wondering, I was like, am I a good enough defender? Can I do this?
Let's get out of this swamp before I start rusting up.
All right, 2,000 bolts, not bad.
In order to advance to the Leviathan lair, Team Darkstar must capture 3 control nodes.
Okay, before we move on, I'm curious about something. More so this. Yep, you got... I was like, I still find it super weird that I haven't got a single achievement yet. Because you need to log in. Now, I wonder if it's gonna, like, backwards complete retroactively complete. There we go. See, I knew it was... I knew it. So yeah, you guys aren't seeing the progress. Actually, wait, but now I'm curious. Can I move that to a different corner? Also, just so you guys know, I know that this could have definitely been handled elsewhere, but nope, it shows up like a Steam achievement. And we cannot we can actually wait. You know what? We'll figure it out as we go. Wait. I don't think I've ever used that on this vehicle before. This secondary can't. I don't want you guys to know how poorly I have been playing this game, by the way.
Remember, don't try any of this at home. Go to
Oh god. I was say, oh god, guys, I'm sorry that I broke it. Oh god. Okay. So these little stations right here, just so you guys know, they're just health. They are health stations. Now, if we had the charge boots like I did in Up Your Arsenal, this would actually be a very, very good spot to use them. I was gonna say, Merc Green, where are you? Oh.
The bells are ringing in Ratchet Land.
Okay. I'm gonna have one of them turn it because I obviously cannot do it.
Only needs to capture 2 more nodes.
We're gonna get to a point where I'd rather just be in the car. Okay, so first things first, I'm gonna go over here and just focus on healing up. And now I can actually take that to my advantage and make our way to this middle one. Okay, so my priorities focus on defending my little bot buddies.
Only one node remains between Ratchet and his date with the Leviathan.
All right. Oh, oops. Oops. There we go.
Boss, I've seen alien monkey poop created in this place.
Okay, there we go. The Ravager was a fantastic call for this like room. There's just a lot of these mobs, and I was just, it was like one of those ones where I was like, I really don't feel like dealing with all this.
All-expense paid trip to the Leviathan's lair, where he will enjoy golf, tennis, fine dining, and an agonizing death as he is slowly dissolved by stomach acids in the Leviathan's colon.
You can drive over a vehicle pad at any time to repair vehicle damage.
Okay, so where are we going? What are we? Oh no! It was honestly the way that I almost nearly like perished. All right.
We are now in the final moments before the epic showdown.
So this is gonna be one of those moments where I'm gonna need to focus on providing the best defense of my career.
I am breathless with anticipation.
Sure,
Okay.
you're not just breathless because you get to sit up here next to me.
No, but that does explain why I'm feeling nauseous.
Ooh, that's see, those two have a level of toxicity that I love for two announcers, where like you can tell that they're still like, maybe pals is not the correct terminology I'd use, but like they're doing pretty okay for one another. Okay, you know what? I deserve that.
My trigger finger's getting itchy.
Okay. So yeah, this is just one of those missions where I just need to prioritize being on defense duty for as long as I can. And they are actually automatically queued up to go and continue hacking while I continue to provide the best defense of my career. All right, there we go. I don't know which one was the one in danger, but sweet, but they're alive. And so am I for the next second or two.
One thing about Ratchet.
Or not.
Let me at him. Let me at him. I'll tear him apart.
Wait, why did he go all the way over there? Okay, so there we go. And he used the Xbox noise too for the achievement. That's cool. I like that. Okay. Let's actually give this a correct attempt. Ooh, 7 more damage on each of these shots is actually really good.
Don't give up.
Ow! What was all that damage?
Folks, I hope everybody's pee-pee because we're not breaking for commercial anytime soon.
Okay. Wow, I have a second. I'm gonna go ahead and heal up. That was disgusting. Or I can just suffer. Ooh, it's been a while since I've struggled on something Ratchet and Clank related before. My death counter must be just like arriving at the moment. So, I think the magma cannon's probably going to be the best way for me to go for this. This has a nice like burstiness to the damage, as well as just it does a pretty good job at taking out the baby leviathans, scorpions, whatever you want to call them. Plus, this weapon tends to do a pretty good job with mass spreading the acid.
We are out of range, aren't we?
So we did a good job of kind of narrowing out the enemies. So I'm gonna put up the hollow shield and kind of focus on the fact that I'm not the one with aggro at the moment. Okay. Hollow shield can come back up. It's defending me from the projectiles. That's good. Oh, nice! Got 2 achievements for that. And we can actually go to Kronos right away, but
Ratchet,
what's the fun in doing that?
Or earn more bolts, you can return to any challenge you have.
Alright.
Time for an adrenaline-charged hover bike
So
race.
we have another hover bike challenge. They put more bombs in the way. So this is going to be one of those times where I'm actually just going to have to be a pro gamer and just not get taken out by the game. And also knowing where to go. But yeah, that was actually a nice fun little it was a fun little challenge for sure. It was nice to actually feel like I had to pay attention and really get a use out of my weapons. Come on. Ooh, that's not good. I still have 20 seconds though. And getting all those in a circle was actually very helpful. We're gonna jump over these. Yeah, we're getting a good spot now. As you guys can see, these hover bike challenges are incredibly generous.
I know I wasn't expecting that outcome. Ratchet has moved up in the rankings, surpassing Mustachio Fury.
I have checked your rankings, Ratchet. You have earned enough dread points to advance to planet Kronos.
Thank you, Clank.
Dread Zone has unleashed an angry pack of Leviathans for Team Darkstar to battle. They'll have to destroy them all before time runs out.
Alright, so we have a lot of Leviathans to take out with the Landstalker. Something that I'm relatively familiar with doing. These missions aren't too terribly difficult anyway, so it's gonna be one of those ones where as long as I am moving and I am paying attention, I will be fine. So yeah, this was my favorite of the Ratchet and Clank titles back when I was a little bit younger.
this one out, I will shave this gorgeous head of hair.
Right. Like that rug is really attached to your head.
Ooh.
Excuse me, Miss Smarty Pants. This is not a wig. Here, touch it. Go ahead, pull. Here. Now tell me that doesn't feel natural.
Nice. It's amazing what they can do with hair plugs these days.
They are so toxic to one another, and it's so... refreshing is not the word I should be using, but like... it's just wild the way that they treat each other, and then, you know... oh, I can actually get out of my Landstalker if I feel like traveling on foot would be... fighting these on foot would be faster. Gonna burst this one. We're still making good time. I know, right, Kel? Jeez, they're just... like I said, this one was a doozy. Kind of glad that I didn't play this on like higher difficulties, to be honest. Because that could have been a little rough. But yeah, as you guys can kind of see, this game ain't nothing. This game is simple enough.
For a Vox Sports Update, Dreadzone's Extermination of the Day award goes to Shell Shock for his 360 Tomahawk finishing move on Plutonium Jones.
It was a
Oh, that's talk. That's evil.
third extermination of this season.
At fourth, actually, the Omega Twins count as 2.
Good point. And we're now live with Shell Shock for comments. Shell Shock?
Those Omega Twins went down like wee little girly men.
Yes, quite ironic, especially since they were actually teenage girls.
Yeah, ironic. Hey, Juanita, are you wearing Ace Hardlight underwear?
And now for a heartwarming story in entertainment news. Courtney Gears has made a remarkable recovery after a near-death experience last year when she was attacked by 2 psychotic fans.
I wouldn't say that.
Senseless violence.
It's appalling, Dallas. I'd just like to take those 2 creeps and...
Juanita, you...
And you may just get your wish because those very evildoers are about to come with the mighty Shell Shock. Catch it all live on Dreadzone.
Now, Kronos, I would probably say, is one of my more favorite planets.
From the planet of Kronos, where Commander Shell Shock and his army have taken over the city and don't like visitors. Ratchet will fight to keep Team Darkstar alive, while Clink tries not to get him lost. What? Clink? Clank? Well, Clank, that's what I said. Well, you know, it doesn't matter, because
Clink,
Team
clink,
Darkstar
clink.
is about to become Team Dead Star. Will they survive long enough to enter the foreboding Dark Cathedral? If so, Shell Shock will be there to finish them off for good. Place your bets, everybody, because we're going straight to the action.
All right.
The cathedral is completely locked out.
So we have sniper access, we have shock and freeze access. I tend to buy these weapons in order. So we are going to go ahead and configure mods because I believe, yep, that can use the shock mod. We can kind of keep the acid mod over there. The hunter mine, probably napalm. The obliterator, probably also napalm. And honestly, doesn't really matter for the hollow shield launcher.
But I have found a weakness. 2 giant spotlights lie dormant nearby.
So yeah, the hunter mine, pretty much the idea behind this weapon is that it kind of works like a little bit of a defense point, so to speak. And on a very basic level, when it works as a defense point, you can set it up in such a way where when you're defending yourself for actually, I will just say, when you're defending yourself, you can kind of just set up these mines around the area rather than
This is what they mean by gratuitous violence, Juanita.
Ooh.
I'm gonna call my kids and tell them to stop watching just as soon as I have kids.
The commentators are so goofy. But yeah, you can kind of set up a little bit of a defense point around yourself, and these mines will 100% blow up. All right. So something about me that I don't think I've ever expressed very often in my commentary is that I am a very big fan of linearity. I have always been like that. And the idea, or at least what I mean by that, is that I've always been a very big fan of just going from point A to point B. It is just a lot easier for me to do objectives on games that way, and just for me to have a good time with it. Some people like more heavy openness in their titles, but that unfortunately ain't me. But I think we're doing a good job.
Your bots can also launch grind cable. Jump onto the grind rail to traverse this gap.
Okay, let's protect them. I like this whole cable launcher thing just because it's a fun way to incorporate the bots, and one of the things that I saw that I thought was a little fun was the whole so sorry, my brain is not functioning while I am running and gunning and fighting and taking everything out.
What?
Wait, why did the mine get to level 2?
He must have cheated.
I mean, whatever, I guess. Yeah, I like linearity. It just helps my brain a little bit better. Because sometimes if I have too much to do, I get that whole decision paralysis thing, if you guys know what I'm talking about. But yeah, one of the other modes for this game that I wouldn't mind being able to do at some point is that I would enjoy being able to do perhaps the local co-op for this. I think it'd be fun to do down the line, but this series is not going to last long enough to do something like that in the first place, so I'm not freaking out. Why did the Ravager almost one-shot Shell Shock? I don't care what anyone says, that was absolutely disgusting. You know, I understand that was the robot's super attack, but I thought that was just good for like taking out mobs, not ruining his day. I mean, that was just kind of crazy. I wonder if he's going to start with his renewed health bar or not, though. Survive the grind rail. This is a fun mission.
Above the water. Is
So to ride the grind rail, obviously these names for the missions aren't the most creative, but you guys can probably imagine what we're about to go and do. Alright. I keep jumping in the air thinking I'm going to have Clank, and then I don't. So yeah, we can only use the dual Vipers while we are on the grind rail, and I'm gonna just...
You can switch rails by jumping towards a nearby rail.
Oh, ow. Just so you guys can kind of see. So yeah, we have a bit of a longer grind rail part, and one of the biggest things that they added for our character to be capable of doing is to be able to fire and use guns while we're on the grind rail. And I think that's really cool. And I feel like it's also super just aesthetic.
Ratchet, now going out in the proverbial blaze of glory.
Yeah, this is one of those moments where I probably wish I had the fully upgraded dual Vipers, just to take out these guys just quickly enough so that way we don't have to worry about I have to lead in my bullets.
Run, Ratchet, run!
Well, look at us go. I say we're doing pretty good for ourselves. But yeah, this section ain't too bad. Yep, this is one of those parts where now it's just asking you to pay attention. Because think about it. Imagine if I was autopiloting that whole time and then the slingshot didn't like put me in the correct spot there. I probably could have done that one a tiny bit faster, but it's not end of the world.
The action's heating up as Team Darkstar lights up the spotlight that will unlock the Dark Cathedral of Kronos. A treacherous path lies ahead as Dread Zone's deadliest warriors will be waiting to ambush them.
I'm gonna keep using the Hunter Mine Launcher here just because it just allows for clearing a safer path. But yeah, Kronos aesthetically is probably one of my larger favorites. Oh, I walked back on the elevator. That's awkward. Not having Clank stresses me out. Oh my goodness. I was like, oh, did I make that jump? And you know, normally you have the full on, like, you know, Clank insurance, the Clank experience. And mind you, they did make this the platforming in this game a lot easier to compensate for the lack of Clank. Doesn't change the fact that I miss my little robot buddy, who's still 100% here, just not here with me. All right, dual Vipers. That was a bug and a half. I hope you guys saw that for a second. But yeah, what I'm learning is that shock tends to be really good if you're going to be one-shotting the like residual enemies with shock. Otherwise, it's just kind of okay. All those two are hacking. Like for these pack of little guys. All right, nice.
Whoever said getting into that cathedral was easy. I did? Well, that was then and this is now, huh?
All right, I don't have my super attack, and I'm actually gonna go for the freeze mod here. I think the freeze mod would work on this best.
Team Darkstar will have to fight their way through a series of increasingly deadly arenas. Bet they didn't see that coming.
All right, so Shell Shock. Let's see. Let's see.
He's back. You know what they say about these Omega Series warbots. Takes a licking, keeps on kicking butt.
Oh, you have bouncer. You have the. Not you using the bouncer against me. That's not very nice.
As you know, Shellshock's brain was destroyed by a cruise missile in the Obani Moon War. His brain was later
the Obani
replaced with an AI
Moons.
chip taken from a coffee machine. As a result, he is totally impervious to pain.
Ooh. You guys, you see, I'm totally good at video games here and there.
Program. I call this one my dishonorable discharge.
I would prefer if you did not call it that, by the way. Something really nice about the napalm is that I like that it has the potential to stick onto enemies if you do aim it correctly. I feel like acid seems to be fantastic for bossing. That poor mine. And the weapons in this game, I feel like I don't know if I'm just getting good mileage and usage out of my weapons, but I feel like I'm leveling them up a lot faster here. I'm pretty sure I could get that to under a minute if I really tried.
Team Darkstar is on the final stretch. This road leads right to the gates of the dark.
All right, cathedral time.
Who knows? But it's chock full of twists, turns, and baddies that'll make your mother weep. Let's go to the action.
Ratchet, your path to the cathedral is blocked. I suggest using a grind rail as an alternate way in.
Well, trying out the freeze mod. Looks like it's not that effective on bigger mobs.
Looks like this is our only option, sir.
Oh, I guess this is a bad time.
That was probably the correct route, but I'll take a bonus of something if I... Yep. Alright, while he's resurrecting, let's actually go on the correct path this time. I don't want to talk about it. And also, I'm going to put Chuck back on. Let me actually sit up straight for a second. Goodness. Y'all ever get too cozy and then all of a sudden you're just sitting there like, ooh, ooh, like a nice little, almost like a nice little nap will do. But it is definitely not nap time. It is still way too early in the evening for all that. Okay, I jumped into the air. That was on me. Wait, that stray bullet hit. I hate it here.
You're not falling asleep, are you?
Okay. Alright, come on, take this turret out. This turret's already been causing me so much grief. Dying from that alone. And our extra little stipend of...
Looks like this is our only option, sir.
Whoa. I guess this is a bad time to mention that I'm
our stipend of bolts seems to be drained.
Across that gap, sir. Permission to deploy a grind rail.
Grind rail down. Guns locked and loaded. Hotel Trivago. I think that's how the saying goes, at least.
Oh, come on! Will somebody just kill this little runt already?
Wow, Juanito. Come on. You don't like the fact that I've been doing my best? Yep. Dual Vipers level 5. Oh, I was talking about like the Hotel Trivago meme, where it's like, for me it's like guns loaded, bullets shocking, Hotel Trivago. I just remember that was a meme on the internet. Okay, let me actually dodge. Losing momentum like that was actually kind of horrifying. I'm sad. And it starts from the beginning, because who doesn't love a good little start from the beginning of the mission? Okay. Excuse me while I lock in.
Looks like this is our only option, sir.
Okay. You got all the extra little monsters there too, so we're just chilling. Now, if I recall correctly, the
Ratchet's got this match on ice, ladies and gentlemen. The juice is cold. And the generic brand X gelatin
oh,
is
weapons can actually level up beyond 5. Never mind. I believe they can level up to 10 in this before they evolve. I think it's mainly because there's not nearly as many weapons in this as opposed to other titles. But yeah, Dual Viper Shock mod, Magma Cannon Acid, how I didn't get hit? Who cares? I just didn't get hit. Oh, whoops. All right. So I think the easiest way to deal with some of these enemies is probably just to focus on being as unpredictable as possible, or taking them out once my camera like catches up with me, like ever. Honestly, it wouldn't have surprised me if there's the mob that just kind of appeared out of the ground and was just like, nom, 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 and ruining my day. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me. 3-minute mission, by the way.
Team Darkstar has made it inside the Dark Cathedral of Kronos. It's cold, it's dank, it's scary, it's just like my ex-wife. Take a good long last look at Team Darkstar, folks, because Shell Shock is about to plaster them all over these cathedral walls.
He says that.
Shell Shock was recently named the sexiest robot alive by Vox magazine.
Not the sexiest robot alive.
Extreme prejudice.
I feel like I'm gonna almost accidentally take him out. It's got like 3/4 of that man's health. And all I was doing was just rotating through my guns. Okay. So Shell Shock's armor boss battle is actually kind of one of the more self-explanatory ones. It's you go into a room, you beat up a couple guys, Shell Shock will come back, beat up Shell Shock, you move to the next one. As you guys can see, even though I was close to one-shotting him, there's almost no reason to.
Whoa! I wouldn't want to be the cleaning crew tonight.
All right. Ooh. And it seems like the game added in logic. Oh. The game added in logic for him. Simply put, I can't overdamage him even if I wanted to.
Initiate annihilation program. I call this one my dishonorable discharge.
It's almost over, folks.
Target acquired. Terminating with extreme prejudice.
Oh, that's upsetting. Oh wait, I just start from whatever phase I left off on. Sweet. That's lava-esque? Interesting. My brain definitely did not interpret that as to be lava. Or even lava adjacent for that matter.
Initiate annihilation program. I call this one my dishonorable discharge. Target acquired. Terminating with extreme prejudice.
Oh, there's one for the highlight reel.
There we go. Nice. The charge boots are very appreciated.
It's cheering. 6 million bolts of hardware down the drain, and those ingrates are celebrating like I won the freaking lottery.
Remind me why I put up with these morons. Who else would watch Vox News? Temptation Asteroid? Galaxy's funniest decapitations?
Yeah.
Queer Eye for the Tyrannoid?
I get it. Seems we've underestimated our Lumbach's friend.
He got lucky. Shell Shock was too slow and too stupid to be an exterminator. He should have been retired years ago.
Well, he's retired now. Ratchet, however, he just may be useful. He's even more popular than you were back in your heroic youth. Come to think of it, he even reminds me of you.
I said he got lucky. His luck won't last forever.
He says that.
You are now able to
I'm pretty sure it'll last
complete the
forever.
Adventure Tournament. Make sure you are ready. This will not be easy.
All right, I'll make sure that I'm ready. By participating in the tournament, probably, you know? So, we get our first stab at one of the newer vehicles, the nice little hover ship. We have 5 big turrets that we gotta go on ahead and take out.
Hover ship challenge. Our flyboy has a limited time to destroy every enemy in the zone. Those of you seated in the bleachers, get ready to duck and cover.
Okay, let's not get absolutely destroyed out here, though. Sweet. Alright, I didn't even realize I already got like one turret down. I've just been so focused on trying to like maneuver and stay alive. These missions tend to be a more fun way to get bolts, so I like them. But yeah, Chronos ain't a bad level at all, but you guys can probably tell that these levels are a lot more simplistic by design.
This creature is clearly much too dangerous to be set free. He must be destroyed.
Right, Juanita. Right. I think she's just jealous. Okay. These missions honestly are not too bad. Let's just make sure that that turret regrets the day he decided to walk and tread on planet Earth, you know? Oh no.
Keep hacking the security orbs, or the arena walls will collapse on top of you. And watch your back. Dread Zone will send wave after wave of enemies in your direction.
Alright, so you can kind of tell that once the weapons hit level 5, is roughly when the leveling process for them starts slowing down a good amount. Which, by the way, is fine. Oh.
Team Darkstar is unstoppable.
Please hack this. I was like, I just opted to see the arena walls. I'm just like, what is all this? So this is like what I said before. The hunter mines are going to be fairly helpful with keeping a nice handful of the enemies at bay while you're trying to like micromanage and figure out the arena walls. It's a shame that this grenade launcher isn't the best one of its kind, the Obliterator or whatever. Okay, that's taken care of. Let's drop 2 mines. Mines will level up soonish. Hey, you love to see it with the mine. 240 damage is actually a pretty notable boost. Ooh, and also Magma Pan level 5, 140 damage per shot. Alright, last one is we have the Dark City Arenas.
The Arena Challenge brings us back to the days of classic arena combat. An old-fashioned arena deathmatch, just like Mom used to make.
Not Mom, that's cursed. Kind of like doing what I've been doing with the also no worries, go. All right. Ooh, we got level 2 on the Hollow Shield launcher too. 12 seconds for attack block is not bad.
I think explosions are pretty.
Did I say, by the way, about these bombs that it about the Hollow Shields that it can work as a physical barrier and a projectile one? That's part of the reason why I enjoy using it.
Oh, I see an itty bitty turret. Boss, can I blow it up? Pretty please?
I suppose we're gonna head back to the Dread Zone here in a bit.
Look, his bots are down. He's gonna die.
Juanita, I swear to, I'm about to beat her up. Crooked Bob. She thought she was the one with the bob of the century. But someone's gonna get rid of that wig. Gonna expose her. Yeah, you guys underestimated me. Even though that's just the retro achievement talking. I'm pretty sure we just beat the first third of the game, by the way. If you guys were thinking that I was joking with how fast we can actually run through this.
Clank, did you see me out there against that shell shock guy? Yeah, I saw. Yeah.
You worry me, Ratchet.
Come on, Clank. Can't I just enjoy the moment?
Do you realize how many other heroes they have killed? Here, watch this.
And now,
Oh.
Fox News Action Update.
The new season of Dread Zone is underway and on pace to break ratings records once again. This year's contestants include the notorious mafia crime boss known as Ratchet, seen here at his Mokhtar estate.
And to think that other networks actually call him a hero.
It's truly sad, Dallas. Other notable contestants include Ratchet's ruthless robotic accomplice, Clank.
I never did like the look of him, Juanita.
I'm just glad he's off the streets, Dallas. And lucky for us, the Vox All-Star Exterminator crew is headed once again by five-time grand champion Ace Hardlight. Last season, Ace shocked the galaxy by terminating a record 13 contestants, including Captain Starshield,
Oh my goodness.
Ranger, and Mad Monkey McKnight.
Could you imagine if they had made like DLC where they like rebuilt all these like robots and everything?
I remember hearing about Ace Hardlight when I was a kid. He was this famous hero who disappeared.
That must have been someone else. Why would a hero kill other heroes for money?
Not money, Tin Man. Fun.
I do not understand.
You traitor! Do you think this is some kind of game?
That's exactly
Yep.
what it is, Furball. And you're going to be the star of my highlight reel. I'll see you soon, Lombax.
Hey, Ratchet. I know you're busy with the fighting and the jumping and the hurting, but I have a new bot upgrade for you.
Okay. So it looks like we kind of got a couple upgrades going for the bots over here. I think what might be a good idea is for me to... Oh yeah. We will shower our bots with all that. I like the Dread Zone heads and I like the Pale Rider. But there's probably an achievement for purchasing a new head, so... Oh, that was the only achievement I didn't get, was purchasing a new head. Oh yeah, we also have the charge boots now, so...
Congratulations, contestant.
We're doing pretty good. So, as of right now, we can't really do any other upgrades, but... that is a-okay. We are about to participate in the tournament for the Avenger tournament. And we still have a good amount of points to go around and get. I wonder if the devs, Insomniac's intent at the time was to, like, oh, we can come back and do this a little bit later. Like, it's not a big deal.
The action is hot in the Battle Dome as Ratchet takes on the Avenger Tournament. If he can survive this grueling series of challenges, he will earn the rank of Avenger.
Yep.
Get ready for the speed round. Oh,
And so this is gonna be the start of the game where monsters are gonna pick up on health and damage a little bit, hence why you see visually them being slightly reskinned. But that also means more XP for the guns that we currently have. And that's why I'm opting to use the Hunter Mine here, because I want to see if I could take this opportunity to try to get to level 5.
His own shoes, his own fat-burning barbecue.
I always get so confused with these two announcers. they're kind of silly. But yeah, the Avenger tournament isn't going to be too terribly difficult. It's just one of those ones where we're just gonna have to kind of continually go.
Battle Dome is shaking with excitement. Get ready to watch Team Darkstar fight for survival as they make their way to the Tower of Power.
I remember the Tower of Power. Ooh, increased AoE. Ooh, that's gonna be nasty. Oh, I got hit once. Oh, sir, don't be doing all that now. All right. So I remember when I was younger that I always had a mixed track record with this mission, or at least heading towards the Tower of Power. Not entirely sure why. There was truly no reason for me to have trouble with this. Ah, Shock Mod, my beloved. Oh my god. Well, the good news is that we are definitely doing the thing. Also, I guess I'm wondering why they decided to forego the wheel. Golly. I guess the other method fits very well with this aesthetic, I guess. That auto target kind of go crazy. I was wondering why the mission wasn't stopping that, so I was like, who shot that bullet? Oh, that ship in the background. Let's show them that I took offense to that personally. Okay. Before we continue, I need to step away for 1 second. I'm gonna run an ad in the meantime, and then we'll get then we'll get right back into it. It's almost about time for me to run one anyway. This might be one of those moments where I may need to stand and play. I'm too lazy to be doing all that. So, for some reason, I feel like the double jump like slows me down, but thankfully, it's not world ending. That was so saddening, by the way. I wanna sneeze. Sneezing. Okay, I had to get creative with that one. Tower power has not been too bad. Look at me go. I'm successfully being that dude. Yeah, the B6 Obliterator is gonna probably take me a second to actually like adequately level up.
Oh man, these guys are hot. Did you feel that, Juanita?
You know, I'm pretty sure Juanita does not want to feel anything from you, my good sir. I think the thing that's funny about damaging these mobs where they are is just literally
Ratchet has reached
the zap.
the Tower of Power. He may be the first contestant to do so in
Sweet, we are an Avenger now. We can head to Shar. We could probably also hit. Yep, we could head to Orxon, Roxon, or. I'm definitely not green.
To children, Ratchet went on to pilot a tanker ship for Zexon.
A week later, Ratchet got drunk and crashed his tanker into the ocean world.
What's up with all this slander?
Don't forget these graphic images of baby seals smothered in radioactive waste. Little Coco never had a chance.
How could you? What did little Coco ever do to you?
What?
Al, how can you believe these ridiculous lies?
Ooh, tell him, Clank.
I was just, you know, I mean...
Come on, guys. We need to get out of here before we all wind up dead. What's the plan?
I have been chatting with a tech droid on the operations level. She may be able to provide the blueprints for these deadlocked collars.
That's great!
But we must be very careful. Vox has eyes everywhere.
That I would believe. So, with us becoming an Avenger level now, I forgot what that fully unlocks for us. I forget if we get an armor upgrade or not and things like that. But we can most definitely get this wrench upgrade. So, in addition to that, we can actually go on ahead, and I believe we do have new challenges in the Battle Dome. So, I'm going to skip us on over there. Yep, and every single time that we complete a tournament, we will get new powers. Not new powers, but yeah. New missions. And we do want to stay up to date on these as we go along.
Our contestant must destroy every enemy without getting so much as a scratch.
So yeah, this mission's gotta be a tiny bit tough. We just have to pay attention to where the mobs are, and then a lot of indirect damage is probably gonna be our friend to help take out some of these monsters. As well as things like the hunter mines being able to kind of scan around and kind of have our back.
This announcer is impressed.
But yeah. So now we have to attempt again.
This challenge mode is downright nasty, Juanita. Our contestant must destroy every enemy without getting so much as a scratch.
All right. I honestly don't know where that laser came from. It was probably from one of these guys, to be honest. So we're gonna put up the holo launcher and keep firing at them.
Team Darkstar simply won't give up.
So this is the part where it's gonna get kind of a little... Oh, they started spawning turrets. That's what I gotta be careful of. I miss having shock already. Whew. Whew. Oh, I was fearing for my life a little bit. But I can do it.
The Butcher of Bogon has his work cut out for him this time, Juanita. He starts the round with only a wrench for protection.
I feel like there's a challenge where I have to do just a wrench, but also not get hit. Okay, wait, but why does Ratchet swing his wrench so fast? Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Y'all seeing this, right?
Ratchet can take a licking, but he won't keep ticking.
Okay. I wish I could crouch. I found such a weird design choice. There's another heal over there. All right. Come on. Come on. Trying to master square as fast as I physically can because I'm fearing for my life. Are you kidding me? Challenges like this are so annoying. It's okay though. But yeah, that's why we got the first upgrade. Hey, sweet. These guys are so tanky. It's just annoying more than anything else. All right, ran that thing down. Three more rounds of this. Six HP. Okay, tossing my wrench, like, has got to be doing like half damage or something. Okay, I'm one hit away from death. Most dangerous guy is probably this guy with the gun. Ugh. My only problem with this is that this one takes as long as it does. Who decided that 9 rounds was okay? The only thing that matters is I just need to focus on actually just doing these rounds better. Of course.
One thing about Ratchet, you give him any lip and he'll feed you a lead sandwich. You better believe that, Juanita.
Okay. I'm just like, just lock in, David, you'll be fine. There we go. Playing around the edge of the map and knocking them off seems to be like one of my safer plays. And also using the mobs to like kill each other seems to also be an effective enough method. Okay, I'm full HP going into this round. Like, that one's awful. That mission is awful. Was that all of them? I'm sorry, hold on. Was that all of them? And I'm just... I think we have time for maybe one, maybe 2 more planets before we have to sign off for the day, probably. So let's give this a go. We have this This is probably the first part of the game where we actually have like a choice between which planet to kind of go to or not, so we're gonna have to kind of play it by ear.
Your dread point score now allows you to advance to planet Shar.
I think I'm gonna go to Shar though. Out of those two, I probably would prefer to to complete that one first. So let's give that a go.
Tonight on Dread Zone, Team Darkstar embarks on a journey through the hallowed grounds of planet Shar.
I didn't mean to skip that, but all well. And here's my favorite weapon in the game. The scorpion flail. I haven't played this game in a while, so I didn't know that weapon was coming right up. So, fun fact, this was the first game's, like, I played the demo for this game, so I'm actually very, very familiar with this, this area. I'll take an ammo mod. So there is one downside about getting the shield link, by the way. So whoop-de-doo, you could we have the ability to like defend the other robot, which is really good, except now it comes kind of at the cost of speed, basically. And for just a brief additional descriptor of kind of what I mean by it comes at the cost of speed, right? Now, when we try to do things like where we have both robots up trying to hack at once, you guys probably saw that it immediately activated the shield link instead.
Divided into 3 sections, separated by impenetrable force fields. To advance, team.
Alright. So, this is another Landstalker mission. You guys already know how chill this is about to be.
Ratchet handles the Landstalker. He drives like my grandmother.
That's still kind of toxic. Little do they know.
You should check out the shield link feature. Just press
there we
the
go.
right directional button to have one bot create a shield around the other one.
Oh, these have shields.
The carnage. This is Dread Zone, folks.
Alright, sweet. We're gaming. Beat that one up.
The Landstalker has an impressive vertical leaping ability. It can also perform rapid lateral jumps in order to evade enemy fire.
Oh god, come on.
Don't forget to order the Dread Zone home game.
Alright. My Landstalker might be down, but I think I can summon... Yeah, I can summon another one. So, you know, never punished. Greed is never punished. So now, this would have been a very good mission to kind of work on some weapon XP, since a lot of these guys tend to be, like, much tougher mobs, but... Alright.
This guy is gonna sell a lot of commercial time, Juanita. Let's just pray we don't have any more wardrobe malfunctions.
Such... I swear I'll never understand their banter. Alright, sweet. You're right, it wasn't so bad. We only lost one Landstalker in the process. I don't know if that's particularly faster or slower, it just seemed like more fun. Alright, so now that we're kind of inside this little base area, yeah, I don't remember too much of the demo outside of like these first like 2 missions. I think the other planet that they let you go to was the one with the ones with the Leviathans. It's been so long since I've had to think about the game in that manner. But I mean, all in all, I mean, this was just something that seemed like a lot of fun to revisit. And I'm now just enjoying my little casual game of Leapfrog as I continue to advance forward. The good news is that my bots also have the Ravager available if I absolutely need it. I don't think I will. Well, there's no guarantees or promises. I'm surprised that both. I was gonna say I'm surprised that both my robots aren't down. Okay, there we go. Let's jump and celebrate around my... Wait. Oh, is the shield like an actual physical entity? Interesting.
The next set of nodes have been cleverly concealed beneath these priceless stone carvings.
Here at Dreadzone, we're serious about historical preservation. Future generations will look back at recordings of Dreadzone to see these historic sites blown up in high-definition video.
Oh, high definition like what we're playing on right now? Alright. We're not going to get the Arbiter just quite yet. We're just going to kind of focus on getting that flail because I missed that weapon. I missed that weapon greatly. I need something to fill the void in my heart, and that weapon will do it. Ooh, okay. There we go. The Hunter Mine Launcher has been so good to me. One thing that I do have to remember is that I do have access to my charge boots. So it's definitely one of those moments where I need to clear out. Do my best to focus on clearing out an area and then kind of going from there. Okay. Dual Vipers, come on out. So yeah, I think now that these mobs are a bit tankier, we can actually switch off the shock and go for freeze now. See?
Is terminating with extreme prejudice. It's a good thing we're out of range, Juanita. We are out of range, aren't we?
Oh, good thing we're out of range. We are out of range, right? Well, I would hope so. I think once they're frozen, I might just switch weapons. Okay. While those are capping, see, these mines are doing all the work that I need. That didn't heal me in time. Oh no. How far back does that send me? Okay, just to these 3. I can work with that.
When this is all over, I'd like to do it again.
Also, that flail 100% like lagged the crap out of this game, by the way.
Our contestant is really kicking some proverbial butt. And by proverbial, I mean I don't really know what that means.
It means we're unstoppable.
It's a shame that not everything gets frozen.
Interesting fact, folks. Dread Zone started out with 2 guys fighting over a breakfast burrito, and the rest is history.
Ah, yes, of course. You know what? You're getting used for experience. All right, took those guys out because you guys can't see the map, but I can see that there are things still behind me. That would have been such an awful way to go out.
You don't sell the steak, folks. You sell the sizzle, and Ratchet is hot.
You see, that could have been me for a second. Oh, that maximum nanotech increase was exactly what the doctor ordered. All right, sweet, blue metal. I love how the time complete says 149 like I didn't die. That's so silly. But yeah. Okay.
This time, Ratchet is dropped into the thick of the action with no weapons. Whoops. Keep your eye.
All right, no weapons, no problem.
Field, though, there are weapon crates placed throughout the zone.
I can tell you that because I've been using these weapons more or less pretty equally, I could probably survive with just like...
Fusion rifles are a good long-range weapon which can be zoomed in to accurately shoot enemies from far away.
Okay, there we go. That's how we zoom in.
Destroy those enemies.
All right.
Will the person driving a mint green Man Ray 5 please report to security? You're parked in my space.
Oh, those change out. Got it.
Ratchet's got this match on ice, ladies and gentlemen. The juice is cold, and the generic brand X gelatin is definitely jiggling.
This would be one of those times where I wish I had a... Alright, let me grab... Oh, never mind. Whew, this is Oh, I didn't mean to run into a wall. Okay, I actually need to probably use the Ravager here. Oh, that in the B6 Obliterator is at 300 now. That's not bad. You two go for it. I can't walk up there. Okay, so how am I supposed to get there? Ooh, 150 on the fusion rifle's kind of nasty. All right, what do I have here? Magma cannon? Okay, we're okay. Let them go in. Shield Lincoln, please. I had to come up with a whole new game plan and like fear for my life for a second, but we're okay. We're getting through this. We actually only have 4 of these left. That's not bad.
It's time for some maximum vehicular destruction. Drive hard and blast everything in sight. Ever seen the Diablo in the pale moonlight? I have, and it's fantastic.
Oh, these missions are fun. I always like doing this mission.
Will somebody just kill this little runt already?
I also like that this is like a funny way to just refill my ammo. All right. Pretty straightforward mission. Pretty easy mission. Mission success. I like that I'm also dying now. So maybe this game won't take as long as I initially thought.
Next challenge is pure madness. Swarmer madness! Let's see how many enemies Ratchet can destroy before time runs out.
We're actually getting a good amount of bolts from this too.
What they mean by gratuitous violence, Juanita. I'm gonna call my kids and tell them to stop watching just as soon as I have
gratuitous violence. I don't think that's the one that he thinks it is.
They say war is hell, Juanita, but where does that leave Dread Zone, huh?
You know, I thought about this. So the weapon model for the B6 Obliterator and the Magma Launcher are like... I feel like they're inverted. I don't know if I have any other justification for that. Just, that's how I feel. Time to bring out the Vipers. Good CC.
If Ratchet was a tough cookie, what kind of cookie would he be? I'm gonna go with Snickerdoodle.
A Snickerdoodle cookie sounds really nice, actually.
Oh, there's one for the highlight reel.
I had to lock in. Oh yeah, I'm already ready for the Crusader tournament, which if we do a Roxxon in its entirety this stream, we're probably gonna have to do the Crusader tournament tomorrow. Which isn't a big problem, just something chill.
Kids across the galaxy know that wearing the right pajamas can give you superpowers.
I'm Gamatron. My eyes shoot laser beams. I'm Reactor. I can eat metal. I'm Battlehawk. I can fly.
Oh, I love that part.
Sir, we have the latest sales figures.
Yeah, what's the bottom line?
Nobody is buying the new Ace Hardlight merchandise. In fact, sales are down across the board except for Fuzzy Lombax ears.
We sell those?
Yes, sir. They're an accessory for the tiny
Fuzzy Lombax ears.
You've obviously made some sort of idiotic mistake. Report to B level for disintegration.
Yes, sir.
Wait.
Sir?
On your way there, tell the lab to set up a focus test. Find out why this stuff isn't selling.
I'll get right on that, sir.
We're here on the beautiful Blargian homeworld of Arxon, overlooking a massive raritanium mining facility. Each week, challengers navigate their way through the facility with one goal in mind: destroy it! Dreadzone would like to thank the generous people of planet Orxon for, donating a new mining facility every week.
Sir!
Alright, flail. And I would have taken the mini bombs, but we not enough money. But now, this is the melee weapon of this game, and it is fantastic. Because all this weapon does, bam,
They chose the path on the right.
bam,
Ooh, they're gonna regret that.
bam. All right. And it can blow up a lot of things. Don't worry, I got y'all covered.
In the special sauce.
Scorpion Flow is so good. I apologize in advance if I stop using any other weapon in this game. You know what? That took 8 swings, but that's fine. Because I got 4 of them back. Okay, I can't actually hit you guys up there, so take some mines. A jaw, I can hit down here. Also, while I'm thinking about it, both the sniper and the flail both need mods. So I'll put on acid for the flail. I wish I could scroll down and read this a little bit faster, but and I'm gonna put shock on this sniper. I'm actually quite curious about that.
Much too dangerous to be set free. He must be destroyed.
They say that, but little do they know that it's too late for them now because I have a flail. Which, as long as I have access to this flail, most of the combat in this game is now going to be maybe not notably trivialized, but like I'm currently living my best life. Ooh, okay. You know what? Honestly, I don't even mind.
Sir, permission to speak freely? This place stinks.
Ratchet, you have a choice of 2 different paths. I'm afraid each one is equally dangerous.
Thank you for letting me know, Clank. We're gonna.
Left. Bad decision.
I was supposed to say, where did my mines go? I was that was gonna be a whole bunch of whack. Okay, that's a little.
Folks, just a reminder, tomorrow is Kick Your Best Friend in the Pants Day. Free popcorn for everyone who participates.
Alright, sweet. That Landstalker probably did not ask for any of that at all, but no. This flail is overtuned. Like, I don't want to hear any if, and, ors, or buts.
Team Darkstar is unstoppable.
I think what would have been cool, like a nice cool little touch that they probably could have done to this, quite literally, is also just a pretty simple change. Well, I say a pretty simple change, but change can cost money. If they had the capability to, they probably could have added some more voice lines to the commentators about like the weapons that Ratchet's using is like, oh, and he brought out the scorpion flail this time. And then just be like, I don't know, put an innuendo in there. They would have been fine. They've been putting innuendos in this game like all this time, honestly.
Don't go anywhere. They've only got 1 force field left.
Actually, hold on. I want these guys taken out. Now y'all can already tell that I love this weapon. This weapon's already level 2 just from doing this mission, well, twice.
Boss, I got him hacked. Let's go.
So I am living my best life. I actually don't think I let the full music play, so I'm gonna let it actually go through. It's not bad, it was just I didn't let it play. I needed an excuse to let the ad run on Twitch end. That is the sole reason why I decided to let the music actually play. Don't mind me. Don't mind it.
In stage 2, our contestant must boost his way up to the second tier and capture 6 control nodes.
All right, we got a whole bunch of control nodes. All right, mini bombs might be worthwhile on like the obliterator, for example, over napalm. The mines can continue to have napalm. I kind of want to make sure that a lot of these weapons are at least using some of the different mods. There we go. I'm happy with this. It would have been great if the flail could use mini bombs, but I understand why not. If y'all don't stop blocking my... Oh no. I'm gonna preemptively try to take care of this one. Okay, cool.
And Team Darkstar has taken the first node. Oh, they really did some damage. Not. Kill me.
Not if I kill you first.
You know, Juanita, there's no need to get personal, huh? We're both professionals.
Okay. I think I had a pretty good setup / plan right there.
Run, Ratchet, run!
Okay. So from here, probably should pull out the dual Vipers. They're flying, which means that I cannot currently hurt them with my flail.
I think explosions are pretty. There goes node number 2.
600. Let's get those mini bombs a go. Oh, the mini bombs are just essentially the bouncer. Which honestly I still think helped the gun overall, to be frank, but
The number 3 node is down.
okay. Ooh. Oh, you can't be serious. Come on, bring me back up. Thank goodness they only want us to like continue where we left off with the other 3. It just is annoying that it respawns all the other mobs. It's also a little annoying that that person does like, I don't know, like 3 damage or whatever.
And there goes node number 4. Wow, this action is hot. You know, sometimes I think I should have taken that job on Annihilation Nation. They've got a great dental plan.
I honestly, no excuse for that one. I just walked up and took a hit when I shouldn't have. I will take the L on that one. I will also take the L on that one.
Hey, boss. Do you reach awesome?
All right, there should be just one more node left, and then we should be all good to go.
This at home, go to a friend's house.
I don't know if going to a friend's house for that purpose is a great idea.
Team Darkstar is in rare form tonight.
Also, I apologize for the screen shaking. I just really like this flail. No, don't hit my little dude. No, don't hit him.
Wow, that giant exploding drill was neat. Who would have thought the highly toxic drill fuel would leak out the back of the factory, endangering countless lives? I did.
I mean, fair point. No, who would have thunk?
Update. Dread Zone fans are getting quite a nose full of toxic vapors. Talk about allergies. Better hurry, Team Darkstar. That toxic fuel is causing quite a stink on the other side of that factory.
Ratchet,
All right.
you will have to enter the factory and disable the force fields to get to the other side.
Showtime!
I'll hack these orbs while you hold them up, sir.
Okay, there we go. Don't worry, guys. I'm letting y'all defend. Don't worry. My flail's already level 4. A speed mod for the flail sounds absolutely insane, by the way.
Oh, this is more fun than a busload of cheerleaders.
I don't know about that one.
Oh, this guy should have his own fitness machine, his own shoes, his own fat-burning barbecue.
Oh no, I can't bear to look. Yes, I can.
These two announcers confuse me greatly. Okay. While they're doing these last two, let's set them up for a tiny bit of success.
Okay, enough with the kiddie stuff. Let's get some real enemies in there.
They say some real enemies, but little do they know that we got them protected and got them covered.
Oh my goodness, look at that!
Wait, what? What are we doing now?
Obliteration. I can barely watch. What can Ratchet do to avert this disaster?
Those anchors are pure rarity. We'll need the Landstalker's firepower to break.
Wait, what are we doing? Oh.
He's done it! He's freed one of the ships, but can he save the rest?
The answer is yes, sir. Because the Landstalker is kind of crazy strong.
In that suit.
Alright, so one thing that I just now learned.
The crowd is on the edge of their seats. I tell you, nothing gets an audience's attention like the certain knowledge that they're all about to die.
True. Alright, Landstalker's healed. Destroy everything there, destroy that.
Oh man, these guys are hot. Did you feel that, Juanita? Holy mackerel!
There we go.
What a finish! finish. That little Lombax never ceases to amaze me.
And we unlocked the Crusader tournament off of that. Like we should. But for right now, I believe that it might be in our best interest to call things off here. Because it's quite it is over 3 hours, so we're kind of hitting the end of stream time here. So tomorrow we are gonna finish up Roxxon and just kind of continue going through the game. We have the Crusader tournament and some other stuff too. So we got some work. We still got a little bit more work cut out for us. Thank you guys also very much for watching though today. And I appreciate every single one of you guys. And I will see you guys in the next one, which will be tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then. You have a good rest of your night.